by congratulating Chip Bowers, our CMO, who has just taken a job as president of the Miami Marlins. And we are all very proud of Chip. He's done a great job here with the Warriors. And we're going to miss him, but we are very pleased for him. And he's going to do a great job. So congrats to Chip. And we'll take any questions. Here we go.
Hey, Coach. Over the last 3 games, you guys have been outscored 112 to 80 in the first quarter. How do you rectify that, and what do you need to do to get better starts?
That's a good question. I don't know. We just got to play harder. We're going to play better defense.
Steve, how closely have you monitored Macaw in Santa Cruz? Has he done what you hoped? Do you have anything specific that you want him to do other than maybe be aggressive? What have those 2 games been like from you?
Yeah, I've watched his minutes, and I think it's been good for him. He's played 4 games in a row. Last night, we kept his minutes down because we knew he'd be a little tired. I thought the first game he played down there was very productive. He got up 19 shots, I think. Last night he looked a little tired, and maybe we should have given him a night off in retrospect. But I want him to play, and I just want him to let loose. And so I think it's been a good experience for him, and we may do it again after the break. So we'll see. But just want him to keep shooting and keep being aggressive.
Hi, Coach. You're the team with the best record in the NBA so far, but you're also the team that gets like a lot of technicals, like getting nervous. It's like kind of paradoxical. How do you explain that?
We're a very emotional team. We just are. We are very competitive, very emotional. The coach included, and so we're trying to work on that.
Steve, TJ Warren for the Suns. He's made 16 3-pointers all year, but he's averaging almost 20 points a game. In today's NBA, how remarkable is that, and what does that tell you about him as a player?
Well, there's still a place for the mid-range guy, that's for sure. We know that, and he's a really good mid-range shooter and scorer, kind of an old-school forward. Very good player. He's having a hell of a year.
Steve, what was your initial reaction when Pat came up to you and asked you to go to the G League, and what do you think that says about him as a person that he had the awareness to want to go down to the G League?
I think it was great. I was happy that he made the suggestion. I think it proves that he wants to get better. He's not worried about perception. I think it also shows that the G League is now becoming more of a tool, not a stigma attached to playing in the G League. It's more of a place where you can get better, and I think it's been good for him and good for us. And like I said, we may continue to do it a little bit.
Hey Steve, the benching and some of the starters that you're pairing up with in the second quarter, how have you seen them evolve to get to the place where they've been able to chip away at some of the leads?
Say that again, the bench?
Yeah, the bench combination that you have and some of the starters that you pair them with.
Are you talking about one in particular?
I mean, sometimes I guess Draymond and Clay, but how have you seen that group evolve with being able to chip away at leads?
Well, the one we start the second and fourth with, we've basically been doing for a couple of years, so it's a veteran group. It's a very mature group. We can play through D.West. We can play through Sean Livingston. It's old school basketball, a lot of low post game, fewer 3-pointers. But they're just smart, they're tough, their defensive rating is great. It's a group that settles us down and gives us some stability in the game.
I know you guys met with Monty and some of the refs. They had that conversation going. I mean, was it, constructive?
Yeah, it was very constructive. The league's doing that with teams all over the league right now, bringing officials out, humanizing the refs, putting us face to face with the officials in a non-competitive environment. We usually only see these guys on game night when everything is heated. So it's good to see them in a more informal environment, and I thought it was very productive.
When Draymond first came into the league, did you ever think he'd develop into the kind of superstar that he's become now?
No, I mean, he was a second-round pick. I did a couple of his games at Michigan State when I worked in television. I didn't see him becoming an all-star. But it was hard to pinpoint what he was in college. He was a 6'6" forward, kind of a do-it-all forward, but he didn't look like he was great at anything. It looked like he was kind of a jack-of-all-trades, master of none turned out he was the best defensive player in the league. But it's hard to tell sometimes in college. You know, you don't get as much of a chance in college to showcase a lot of your skills. The game is a little bit more confined, and I think he developed a lot, you know, once he got here over the first few years of his career. As he learned the league and got more and more playing time, I think he got better, and he realized how he could make an impact in the league.
Two-parter, Steve. First of all, how confident are you hopeful that Draymond will avoid that number 16 technical foul? And the other part is, do you know, are you going to tell us who's going to start at 4?
Yes. I'm feeling magnanimous today. So. Casspi to start. Yes, of course I'm hopeful that...
hopeful or confident?
Those are two different things.
Right.
I'm actually confident. Last year, didn't he go right up to the edge? Draymond's a smart guy. He's usually a step ahead of everybody, so he knows where he is.
Steve, can you tell us anything about Draymond's injured finger?
Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. I expect him to play in Portland.
Of the decision to start Omri, I mean, was that matchup based, or are you kind of maybe trying to get him going?
You know what? I was magnanimous with the admission that he was starting. I'm not going to go into detail on why. We can talk about that after.
I realize you only think about your team and your matchups, but did you happen to see the Cavaliers last game? And what did you think of it if you did watch it?
I only think about our team.
I realize that.
Steve, just off of what Logan was asking about the slow starts and that sort of thing, how do you look at that issue with Wayne? Obviously you want to get a better start, but also just the reality that teams are always going to come out with their best shot. How do you kind of weigh those two different things?
It's not about anybody else, it's about us. And it's something that we should be able to rectify, hopefully tonight. If not tonight in Portland, and if not then, for sure after the break. We do have 4 All-Stars in the starting lineup. For God's sakes, we should be able to get off to a better start. Thanks. Oh, I do have an announcement to make. We are honoring this year in recognition of the town jerseys that we're wearing. We're honoring many people who have made contributions to our franchise and to the East Bay. And tonight we are honoring our own Marcus. Oh, Marcus has Marcus is our longest tenured employee with the Warriors, 30 years. Wow. So we've got a jersey for you. So thank you for all your work.